Today we will be going over the Silver Bullet London session. This is from 3 to 4 AM New York time zone, so this will be GMT -4. Last Silver Bullet video we went over the New York session and this was 10 till 11 AM New York time. But I tried out the London session and I was very impressed. In this video we are testing the Silver Bullet on 3 pairs. Euro USD, GBP USD and I threw another special one in there for you, so make sure that you keep on watching till the end. Okay guys, let's go over the charts. We are on Euro USD right now and this is the price action from today. Let's see if we can get a Silver Bullet trade in here. So we're on the 5 minutes right now and I can already see we came in a very large decline today, right? So let's go to the 1 minute real quick. As you can see right here, by the way, the checklist is on the top right again. As you can see, London session 2 to 4 AM, 15 pips to the next liquidity on forex, 10 handles on indices. I like to trade on the 1 minute. You don't particularly have to, but I think it is the best way to do it. I at least want to see a liquidity sweep of some kind. It is not really necessary, I would say. ICT also doesn't tend that it is necessary, but it is a very nice extra confirmation. Then you want to see a displacement, this one is necessary. And you want to see a market structure shift or a break of structure in that same direction. And you want to enter on a fair value gap and a displacement leg. So that is what we are going to do. Basically the next point of liquidity right here is this point in the market, and these gray boxes, by the way, are the 3 to 4 AM London session area. So let's see what we could have taken today. As you can see, we had a break of structure right here because this point broke the previous low and was just a continuation of structure, so it was not a market structure shift, it's just a continuation. So now we can see, okay, was there a point in the market where we could have entered? And basically there was a fair value gap up here, fair value gap up there. So if we would have taken our entry like this, stop loss above the high that forms the fair value gap, and then a 1 over 2, so that would be something like this, or the next point of liquidity. But now if we are going to fact check everything, as you can see the entry is on 83, and as you can see the next point of liquidity is on 72, 0.6833, 0.6726. so this trade would have been invalid anyway because the next zone of liquidity is too nearby. Let's go to yesterday's London session Silver Bullets. Ooh, this was a very nice one. Liquidity has been swept right here by this big nice move. Right here we have a market structure shift, and then keep in mind the entry needs to form in this 1 hour time frame. Your entry or your exit doesn't have to be in this 1 hour time frame. So if we would take a look at this, we have a fair value gap right here, so this could be an entry. Fair value gaps right there. So let's say this was our bullish entry right here. Stops could have been underneath the previous low that is there, or underneath this low. These were the most recent imbalances. This is the candle that forms them. Basically, I don't expect price to come back to there either. Then the next point of liquidity is only 12 pips, but buy side liquidity is all up here. So this is what you are targeting, and that is right here. This is also, if you're going to a higher time frame, I would maybe target this one because these are imbalances, could be a point of sabotage, because we are in a decline. So basically your daily bias should be bearish. So to be safe, take your trade like this. Then I also saw another opportunity in this London session from yesterday. And by the way, GBP USD I will do with the replay mode. And then we just go to random time and go to replay mode to check it out, how that works. So now London session, took out liquidity right here. And then we came down here. We had a market structure shift happening right here. Market structure shift. Then we had a very small fair value gap left up here, as you can see, and this was your entry because let's take a look at the checklist. 3 to 4 AM, check, 15 pips. Let's fact check this. So from entry to the sell side liquidity, it was 12.5 pips. I would have taken this most probably because it is so obvious and your entry can be so tight that you have a very nice whistle out of there. So entry right here, stops above the previous high or above the high that forms the fair value gap, of course, and your take profit on the sell side liquidity right there. And this was your bearish trade for the London session. Let's go one more day up to here. Okay, so buy side gets taken before London session. Then we have a change of character or a market structure shift right here. And then we are left with really nice imbalances. If you're ever encountering something like this where it is going down so extremely hot and basically you have so much fair value gaps and so much imbalances there, take your Fibonacci tool and only take them above the 61.8 extension. So basically, as you can see, this leaves you with only this fair value gap, this fair value gap, and this fair value gap. Then you just take the lowest one right here, stops above the high that formed this move, and then you're targeting sell side liquidity. Sell side liquidity is all the way down there, and this will give you a 1/4.7. As I said, guys, I'm very impressed with the silver bullet strategy, and it looks very, very good. So sell side liquidity down there. Basically the trade from 3 days ago. So now let's go over to GU, and we are going to go with the replay mode tool and just see if we can spot them forming real life in front of us. So we are in GU right now. I'm going to make this a bit smaller so that we can go back to maybe here, right in front of this one. Now let's see where we're at. First of all, what is our daily bias? It's short, right? We are in a very big decline. Is there a way where we could go long from? Not yet, I would say. So let's just continue on the 1 minute and let's bring us to the London session. Okay, so London session starts right here. There is no real liquidity gap right here. Of course, we took out these small highs here, but I don't really count that. But we do have a very strong displacement going down. Let's see what the next candle is going to do. Again, very strongly down. So this leaves us with fair value gaps. Let's wait for a pullback before we pull our fib. Okay, there is the start of our pullback. Let's see. Let's take it from here to there. Okay, let's take our entry on the top of this fair value gap. Stops above this one. Then we are targeting sell side liquidity. We can target this one, we can target this one, we can target this one, we can target this one. I would say to be safe, let's target this one right here, 1/3. Let's see what it's going to do. We are tapped in right there, and take profit got hit. Right, this was a very, very nice one. Okay, let's go into 50 minutes and let's go to the next silver bullet entry. So that will be the next day. Okay, so we're 1 minute before the next London silver bullet. As you can see, that was the previous one. So basically this is all that happened. Liquidity got taken out right here, big displacements down. I expect a continuation to the downside, so let's see if the silver bullet can give us a nice entry there. Okay, this is our displacement down. Basically we are reacting out of this, the highest fair value gap possible right here, also an order block right here, and so this is basically the best place to sell. Fair value gap with displacement, so this will be our entry right here, stops above the high. Then we will be targeting the sell side liquidity. This is the one that's most close by, and that already gives us a 3.78 return. We got tapped in right there. Again, we got stopped out on this one. Let's see if there is something that I missed. Maybe go to 30 minutes. We failed to break this low, but we did make a higher high, so internal structure is basically bullish. But because the swing structure is so bearish, I'm still looking to sell from somewhere around there. Maybe there was a better place up here, so maybe in the New York session you will get a better opportunity. You have to think about it like this. The silver bullet gives you an entry every single day, not particularly on the same pair, but on different pairs. So you will have plenty enough trades to make that right. And if you're making 3R on this one, you can basically lose 3 trades in a row without it even hurting you. So that you lose a trade like this doesn't really bother me, right? It doesn't really bother me. Let's do one more. Okay, so now we came all the way up here. This is basically the closest that we can get to the swing high. So this is the highest probability to sell. So now I'm definitely shifting bearish. Let's see on the 1 minute if we can find a nice entry in the silver bullet. It is still some hours away, I see. So silver bullet starting in 1 minute. Right here. Okay, we're basically in a strong decline. We did tap a fair value gap right here. We had a lot of displacement going down. It's difficult to enter on this candle. I don't know what this candle is, by the way. It is a bearish candle, but it is going upwards. Doesn't really make sense. So let's see. We have our break of structure right here. So maybe we can enter on this fair value gap. Short position. We can do the stops above here or the stops above there. Let's say we do the stops above here. Let's target sell side liquidity. Sell side liquidity down here. 1 minute, 1/7 position. Okay, let's roll. Let's pause this for a second. Okay, we did not get stopped out yet. We are dropping. We are already on a 1.3R. And of course, if you would have targeted the 1/2, like we're saying here, your win rate is going to be a lot higher. You're going to be in and out trades a lot quicker. So you won't have to deal with all of this mess because you would have been take profit already somewhere around here. So of course, if you prefer that, then I would advise you to do the 1/2. But if you prefer longer trades, bigger trades, then you can try that out also. Now we're dropping. Now we're having some momentum to the downside. And this takes a lot of time. I think this is price action of today, actually. This is price action of today. If you would have targeted a 1/3, you would have already hit and take profit. If you would have targeted a 1/2, you would have already hit and take profit. But of course, we're going for a bigger trade. So it was a longer time for us. Let's do one more pair and let's see how it works there. So the one last pair that I wanted to check out was the GBP JPY. Of course, ICT it suggests you to stay to the majors, to stay to EU, to stay to GU, but I just love GJ and I just want to try every single strategy on there. As you can see right here, sell side liquidity has been taken. And was there also a bearish trade in here? No, not particularly. We have a market structure shift up here, basically a change of character right here, and I would say for confirmed market structure shift on the 1 minute right here. Then we take our FIB tool because again it is a very impulsive move to the upside, right? Like this. And it does not come into our 61.8 extension. But basically there is a fair value gap underneath the 50% right here. And there is none underneath the 61.8. So I would say let's give this one a try and take your entry there. Just so this becomes your entry. Stops underneath the candle that forms the fair value gap. You target buy side liquidity up here. And that is your trade, a 1 over 7.5. Let's do one more. The day before this. Beautiful, very beautiful. So, buy side liquidity has been taken right here. Change of character right here. Displays will move down, of course. Entry stops above the high. We're targeting sell side liquidity, and that is all the way down there. As you can see, we would have come 5 pips short. But let me see this. Yeah, so this was also a typical liquidity grab. So you can see very impulsively down, very impulsively up. So if we would have targeted the highs of this, then take profit would have been perfectly hit. And this is something that I like to do, guys. If I see liquidity and it is something like this, like very impulsively down, I just target like the top of the move that happens before this. And I also look a bit to the left if this is a solid zone where price can react to. Of course, this is easier said than done right now because it is already right in front of me. But still, these are just some tips that you can take. And let's say your take profit was right here and price starts doing this. And you start seeing change of characters happening inside of here. You just wait for that pullback to happen. And just looking for a place where you would go long, I would say. And that is where you just close your position. Or only 50% of that upwards move. So this would be your trade. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And then I will see you in the next one. Bye bye guys.